Hey folks, I'm H2 and you're on the F3 channel. Hey, making my way to work here this morning. Thought I'd get back on the channel and chat at you. So what I want to talk about today is the American dream. And so when you hear people talk about the American dream, there are a number of images that are conjured in our mind. But the one image that's probably the most prominent one is a home. And that's where we're gonna live, store all our stuff, have a family, and all that sort of thing. And so for many Americans, that is the goal, and that is an indicator that we are well entrenched into the American way of life. But I want to offer up three things here, or three particular myths in terms of owning our own home. Myth number one is a family headquarters. You know, way back in the day when you lived in a house for 20 or 30 years, and maybe growing up that was the case for you. But in today's society, when today's economy, that is less likely than in prior years and prior time periods. Most of us don't stay in one particular job for more than 5 years. So that will require us to move from house to house. So having that family headquarters whereby kids grow up, you know, and the neighbor kids coming over, you kind of having a central place for family to gather, I think those days are behind us. The second myth is your home is an investment. And so there are multiple schools of thought out there that talks about a home being an investment, and in some sense it is, but from the sense of where your money is best put in terms of growth, your home is not one of them. The third myth I want to bust up here today is that owning your own home is better than renting. And so in certain situations that might be the case, particularly if you know for a fact that you're going to be in an area more than 5 years or 10 years, then owning your own home is better than renting. But if you're 5 years and under and you know you're going to be rolling out to a different location, no, renting is better than purchasing. So here it is, folks. Here is your F3 millionaire tip number 5. And that is, I need you to get a new way of thinking about your particular home and home ownership. And I want to offer up three things here today that's going to really set the foundation of developing that new kind of mindset. The first one is your headquarters need to be on wheels. And what I mean by that is, don't get entrenched in your life based on your house. Sometimes we get stuck, or we stick ourselves in a particular job or a particular career field just for the reason that we don't want to move. If we love our house and we've gotten all attached to it, we've done a whole lot of work to it, it's going to become hard to pry yourself out of that particular house. Point number 2 is, I need you to invest in rental property, not your residence. And what I mean by that is, if you decide to buy a home for yourself, don't pour a whole lot of money into it. Where I need you to pour your money is into rental property, such that that property or that asset is generating income. So no matter where you move or wherever you relocate, you still have assets that's generating income. Your home does not generate income. And the last point I want to offer up to you is point number 3, and that is renting offers flexibility to scale up or down. And what I mean by that is your particular household budget changes from time to time, whether you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 10 kids, or you have 2 incomes coming into the house, or 1 income or no income. When you have a mortgage, you are stuck with that particular payment. When you're renting, you have the ability to scale up, meaning I can move up from a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, or from a mediocre neighborhood to the high rent neighborhood. Whatever you want to do, when you're renting, you have that ability, at least from year to year, of making the appropriate changes that'll fit your budget. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. I'm not saying you need to be a renter. I'm just offering up you a different mindset in terms of renting is not necessarily the worst thing you can do, because you can very well be renting and also owning other rental property. And so in terms of growing your income, growing your asset base that's going to generate wealth, you want to do that first before you get stuck in a particular house. All right? Hey, I'm H2. Hopefully that'll help you. I'm going to sign off.